Are you ready? Are you ready to move beyond your limits, beyond your borders, beyond your expectations? From Potsdamer Platz to Peachtree Street, the German-American Chamber of Commerce of the Southern United States is the place for global business.
Hi, my name is Christian Wolf. I'm the CEO and President of the German-American Chamber of Commerce of the Southern United States. Please join us in these next few minutes as we embark on a journey we'd like to call 30 Years of Progress.
At the time when we opened the chamber, we had 32 German companies with subsidiaries in the state of Georgia, and maybe 100 to 120 in the other, including the other states that belong to the territory of the German-American Chamber of Commerce. We had no international flights at the time. The Chamber was instrumental to establish the first Delta flight to Frankfurt, and Lufthansa followed shortly thereafter.
With a staff of just 2 people, GACC South took off full throttle. But as with any new business, there were some challenges in the early years.
A major challenge in the first year was to get a second car for my wife and the kids, because from Europe, we are used to use streetcars or public transportation. And here she was taking the kids to the kindergarten on her bike on Ashford Dunwoody Road at 9 o'clock in the morning. And people just stopped and said, "Can we help you?" And she quickly joined a carpool until she got our second car in the family to take the kids to the. I mean, those were challenges really, but something that we never expected.
GACC South quickly became a part of Atlanta's business community through relationships with government leaders, local companies, and German subsidiaries.
Since the foundation of the German-American Chamber of Commerce South, more than 800 companies has moved from Germany to the entire southeast of the United States, particularly to this metropolitan area of Atlanta. They transfer technology and they added jobs on both sides of the Atlantic.
The reason our economy here in Atlanta has been so resilient to the downturn that we felt around the country has been because we have such a diverse economy that reaches out around the globe, and we have so many businesses doing export or import from Atlanta, so many foreign companies and governments investing here in our city that their pension funds are doing so much. Invest Germany. I mean, we're so excited about the partnerships that have existed over the many, many years before, but also looking forward to so many to come.
The secret to the German-American Chamber's success can be summed up in one word: leadership. Leadership in the form of chief executive officers and board chairmen with purpose and vision.
My predecessor, Thomas Beck, was very innovative, and he had very many good ideas about how to best serve German companies here in the United States.
In 1999, Thomas Beck, the former president and CEO, convinced me to dress up as the Berlin Bear for the gala because in 1999 Berlin was the sponsor. So for half an hour I dressed up in the bear costume, walked around with a little basket of roses and hand them out to all the gold table sponsors.
GACC South is part of a global network of German foreign chambers. With its headquarters in Berlin, GACC South maintains an international presence through 120 network offices in 80 countries.
Membership is very essential, and we have grown into a strong membership organization, obviously with the primary focus of helping those German companies that have come over here and have started representations. But we also provide memberships to those that want to serve those companies.
In the southern United States, GACC South serves 11 states through 5 chapters, 2 affiliates, and 1 branch office in Houston.
It was back in 1992 when I was the lead architect on the BMW project in South Carolina. I started getting involved and got involved with all the supplier companies. In turn, got involved with the chamber, and it's a great organization. Love it.
The primary goal of GACC South is to be the premier organization in the southeastern United States for bilateral trade. And it's through everyday transactions that goal comes into focus.
I myself started at Summit 11 years ago, and my predecessor, Karen Westbrook, was very much involved with the chamber. And so I took on that pleasure as well, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've made some wonderful contacts, good business connections, and I would recommend to anyone that they should join the chamber.
More than 1,000 people came out to hear from former President George Bush, former German Chancellor Helmut Kohl, and former Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev. The 3 leaders reflected on how much the world has changed since they were in power.
Unification Conference really probably is one of the defining moments for the German-American Chamber here in Atlanta, and at that time I believe we had 6 or 7 full-time employees that had to take care of a conference with more than 1,000 attendees, 3 former heads of state, and everything that comes with it.
On the plane over, I had read Condoleezza Rice's book on the transformation of Europe and the unification of Germany, and I thought what we ought to do is have a unification conference and invite Chancellor Kohl and Gorbachev and President Bush and honor them for what they did. And we had a message that we also hoped to deliver, that there's a way to affect political change without a war.
For the German-American Chamber, it is the everyday dignitaries that keep the organization striving for more. And for GACC South, those everyday dignitaries are called sponsors and friends.
Well, the sponsors have always been very important to us, just like membership dues really probably could be described as the lifeblood of a membership non-for-profit organization. The sponsorships are the icing on the cake.
Everything is working out quite well. There's a lot of activities, a lot of nice events. The galas are really the highlight of the year in Atlanta, and it's a great source to meet people and get to know people.
The German-American Chamber also strives to foster an atmosphere of cultural exchange and professional development. But sometimes, in the mix of business, a little fun comes into play.
The secret is you just gotta rear back really, really hard and strike it right on the right point.
It's a beer fest.
We see that in these times that American companies are looking at opportunities to sell abroad. So that's where bilateral chambers of commerce do great services, provide great services for these companies, not only for the German companies coming over here, but also for the American companies looking for export opportunities, looking for ways to do business abroad. And so bilateral chambers are more important nowadays than they probably ever have been.
My hope is that the German-American Chamber of Commerce of the Southern United States will continue to grow, will continue to take a leadership role within the U.S. network of chambers, and will continue to be a role model for German foreign chambers all over the world. We are well on our way to that, and with the current leadership and with the great quality of people that we have here, I can see that that will come true.